Everyone, welcome back. When I say welcome back, this is your first time seeing me. You're not really seeing me either, but that's okay. You'll see me eventually. So, my name is Dr. Kidd. I'm a professor. And today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the class. In some future videos, I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, but for today, I just want you to know where your class is. So what I've done is I've gone to the Canvas dashboard right here. And now I'm going to scroll down. Now, you don't have this many classes because you're not a teacher. If you go down, you'll eventually find EGR150 MON01. That is our course. When you click on it, you should see this. Now, this will look very, very different than most of your courses. Why? Because I'm a try-hard and I like to make things look nice. And I'm not saying this part right here, not in my face, okay? No, that's me. And here's my details. Mostly I mean this down here. Depending on the size of your screen, these may move around a little bit. So I teach this class in units, or modules, how do you want to call them. So each of these will actually link you to a particular module. It's a 16-week course. We do 2 a week. If you look down, there are only 14 of them, which might tell you something. Like, wait a second, that gives us an entire week free. It does. Why do I give you an entire week free? Just so if you need to, you can finish up anything you haven't done on the project. That'll be a future video though, won't talk about that today. So we're going to go through 2 of these a week, like I said. So this week would be Unit 1 and Unit 2. They're very, very simple, and if you want to, you can go ahead and run through all of them. So when you click on that little link, it will take you to this page. This is just a nice way of looking at what the module contains. I usually put a little funny webcomic here. I add what you're supposed to be learning. And I realize things that I haven't quite updated yet. And then I give you other things to do. Each time, you're going to have to read something, usually. In this case, you're going to a website called Engineering Grand Challenges. And once you've read something, usually a few articles, you'll go over here and post about it. I'm just looking for a few sentences. And a new challenger has appeared. There's a discussion forum for each of the units. Once you've posted, you will read our textbook, quote unquote. As a note, there's not a textbook for this class because they started making it really terrible, and so I got annoyed at them. But I made my own. So when you click on this, if it exists for a module, you'll see all the stuff that I've written, going through all the details, usually with lots of GIFs because I've got a thing for GIFs, and explaining the material. You can then watch videos of me talking about the subject matter and access the PowerPoint. The videos are always going over the PowerPoint. Then when you feel like you're ready, you can take the quiz. Most quizzes have infinite attempts. The first few don't because they're multiple choice and the questions don't change. But I do give you 2 attempts on that, okay? So this is what you're going to see. Now, if you don't like the way this looks, you don't have to be worried about that. You can just go to modules. When I go to modules, I can scroll down here and I'll see a module for each of these. I'll see one for the project with all the due dates. Project, yes, we'll get to that next, probably tomorrow. And then I have all of these modules going down, one for each. Eventually they get a little bit shorter as I do less and less of the pages and more just talking about videos. You'll also see eventually we have something called experiments, which are fun little things you can do, but you don't have to, they're extra credit. Okay, so if you don't like the pages, you can just look here and get the information. Just do it all in order, and you will get all the credit you need. So now let's look at the syllabus real quick. So, summer 2024, I did update this part. Now, if you scroll down, I'll go down to the important part. First off, I do have an office. It's in the Center for Advanced Manufacturing, room 1512. I will almost never be there. Reason? This is an online course. And I'm a part-time instructor, so I don't typically stay on campus all that often. But if you need to meet with me, and Zoom just does not work, or Microsoft Teams does not work, we can see, okay? We can see if I can manage to make it work and come over there. But here's my email address, and here's a phone number. If you call me, this will forward to my phone. Okay, other things, census date, that is very quick. 5 days from now, you have to have finished one assignment, just one assignment that is graded. So long as you do that, you meet census. If you don't do that, you're kicked out of the course and there's nothing I can do. Beyond that, everything's online, which means that you get to do this at your own pace, to a point, and at your own time. Okay, now let's go to the grading policy because this sometimes confuses people and it's not meant to be hard. Look at this. You don't see 100 points here at the top or 90. You don't see 80, 70, 60, below 60 like in other classes. You see different numbers. I do my class on a total point scale, which means when you complete assignments, you get points. And just so you know, your grade can only ever go up in my course. Every single time. There is no way for your grade to go down. So you start with a 0. You currently have 0 points in my class. As you complete quizzes, you can get up to 160 points by completing all of them. As you complete the discussions, you can get more points from those. As you complete the project, you can get 100 points from that. And so all of these will add up, which you see is roughly 300 points, and I'm only can get 250 for an A. So when you complete the assignments and they get graded, your grade will go up. It will always go up. It can never go down. And as soon as it reaches the threshold, which is 190 points, you will have a C in this course. As a note, that's out of points received, not out of points attempted. If you try every quiz and get a 0 in all of them, your grading will say, I have 0 out of 160 points. We just did the quizzes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying you have received at least 190 points. If you get 190 points and you stop doing all the assignments, do nothing else, you will have a C in this course. So aim for that at the least, and then aim for that A. It's not that hard to get. Beyond that, one other thing to be careful about is my lake work policy. So like I said, you're supposed to be doing everything in module 1 and 2 this week. Now, if you don't, what happens? Well, there's going to be a late penalty. Now, as a note, I give you a grace period. I always say that these are supposed to be due in the first week. However, I will actually set them to be due pretty much at the end of the second week or somewhere around there because this is a summer session. But as soon as they come due, as soon as their due date is reached, what will happen is it will start taking points off at 4% per day. Okay, 4% per day. That is not meant to scare you. That is simply meant to push you to do the assignments. And that's the case for all of these. So if you wait till the very end to do all of your assignments, you'll get 0 points for them because they won't be worth anything anymore. But if you do them all along the way, you will begin to receive those points. So please look this over. There's still some things I'm updating. One of those things being the due dates. So forgive me for that. And I will answer any questions you might have. But thank you for listening. Promise in future videos you'll see my face. Just gotta make sure I turn that on next time. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.